Okay, my whānau, we are back with Unity Money right now, and essentially this has been designed to help you out with budgeting your money, seeing as that you work hard for it 9 to 5. So today I'm joined with Anton, all the way from Hastings. How are you today, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good, Fane. Hey, thank you very much for having me on the show.
Hey, no worries, no worries. I feel as though a lot of the questions that we've got today is around managing debt. And personally, I'm one of those people that's got a bit of debt to the side. But I know before we kick into this, there's a little message that you want to say out to the my whānau, right?
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Fane. Look, firstly, the money tips offered in this segment are not intended to be financial advice. If you do find any of this information confusing or you want a bit more information, we recommend you seek financial advice.
Beauty. Just like anything else, if you are feeling sick, you don't go to a carpenter, you go to the doctor, right?
Exactly, Fane. Nice.
All right, the first question that I have, and personally, this is one that I'm not struggling with myself personally, but it's one of those things I'd like to get some help with, and a lot of the my whānau would as well. It's a lot of debts. For us that have a lot of debts, how can we make them easier to manage, easier to pay off, bro?
Yeah, look, that's a great question. So when people have lots of debts, going out to different companies on different days for different amounts, it can be a little bit overwhelming. It's hard to really keep track of what you have to pay, who and when. So one of the great ways to sort of get on top of that situation is consider bundling all of your debts from lots of different companies into one loan called a debt consolidation loan. Now, what that does is that gives you a single repayment on a single day to a single company. It's also easy to track how much you owe, when you need to pay it, and sometimes you're actually able to get a better interest rate overall, which also helps to save you money, but most importantly, it just keeps things simple.
Right. Is this something that Unity Money offers or no?
Yeah, Unity Money offers debt consolidation loans. It's a great option for customers looking to, help make their finances a lot more manageable and simple.
Beauty. All right, appreciate that, Anton. The next question I have, is say you've got a few different loans out there, car, store cards. What's the order we should pay off first? Do we go with the cards first, or what's the deal? What do you recommend?
Yeah, look, which loan should I pay off first? Well, sometimes you don't have an option because you have to make the repayments to all of them all at the same time. But if someone is looking to pay off one first, the traditional approach is to pay off the one that's got the highest interest rate first, which helps to save you the most amount of money. So, things like car loans often have a lower interest rate than your credit cards. Now, one of the top tips that we could offer is, first of all, make sure that you're aware of what your interest rate is. So contact your bank, have a look at your debt on your app, on your phone, or contact them and say, hey, what's my interest rate? How much am I paying? Now, the second thing is to make sure that you're aware of, are you paying any repayment fees? Quite often you might not realize this, but when you make your repayment, you might be paying $1, sometimes up to $5 each time you make that repayment.
Right.
So that's that. So one of the things that we'll recommend here is that, especially with credit cards, see if you're able to make more than the minimum repayment. The credit card might say, hey, you only need to pay $50 this month, but if you're able to afford to pay $55 or even $60, that's actually going to help you save more money overall.
Awesome. And like you said, just like by calling your banks, every bank is different. Most banks open to this kind of questioning and they're always willing to help, because I know it's one of those things you don't know unless someone shares the information with you, right?
Absolutely, Fane. The best thing to do is just find the information out, make sure you're aware of your situation, make sure that you know what you have to pay and how much interest rate you've got. All banks, all financial institutions in New Zealand have to give you this information. If they aren't providing that information to you, well, ask to speak to the manager. No, but seriously, just check it out on your statement and make sure that you're aware of what your interest rate is and what your repayments are.
All right, that's awesome, Anton. So we've kind of covered the best way to go about managing multiple debts, and then also how to kind of use your different loans and which ones to pay off. At the end of the day, what is a debt consolidation? What is the actual loan? Like, I heard you say it, but at the same time, I'm like, what is the actual description of that?
Yeah. Good question. Okay, so what is a debt consolidation loan? That's basically a bit of terminology that finance companies use But in its simplest form, what it means is bringing all of your debts together into one, into one debt. So you now only have one loan, a single loan to repay, and that's nice and simple. So the benefit of a debt consolidation loan is you may be able to get a lower overall interest rate, but the other main benefit of a debt consolidation loan is that you're also given options to repay it back over a longer time period.
Right.
So now that can be especially helpful for people. Rather than having to pay all your debts back in 1 year, you might be able to pay back the loan over 2, 3, sometimes even up to 7 years. However, one thing to remember is that if you do stretch out your repayments over a long time period, you might end up paying more interest overall. So you need to figure out what's best for you. Are you looking to reduce your repayments going out every week, or are you looking to save interest? Debt consolidation loans do offer benefits on either side.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, Anton. I feel as though we've covered a bunch of different questions today. We've got a few answers out there, and what I've kind of gathered from this is you got to ask the right questions to yourself before you can go looking for the answers. So, Anton from Unity, I appreciate it, my brother. And my whānau, we are going to chuck up another question box so you can get some more questions in. Besides that, Anton, I appreciate your time today, my man.
Thanks, babe. Thanks for having me on the show.